Shalom, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem HaKodesh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Jehomeso, the true leaders of Israel today, and salutations to all of the Akim who do this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedoms to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking like the heathen, but are not, by way of their forefathers' seeds who are Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai, and the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. My name is Akalil, and this video is about Jacob's trouble and great judgment, man, that is coming to the wicked, unbelieving of our people. And as you can see here on the screen, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota today, ICE agents are now beginning to target the so-called black community, which is saying that they're targeting the Southern Kingdom Israelites now, all right, which I'm pretty sure that the Southern Kingdom has been targeted, throughout this thing, but the Southern Kingdom are the so-called Negroes, right? And the Northern Kingdom are the so-called Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians. And the Northern Kingdom was initially targeted. The face of deportations has been the so-called Latinos, right? The Northern Kingdom tribes. And last year they did say that they would start targeting the Southern Kingdom. They mentioned the so-called Haitians and the so-called Jamaicans, who are the tribe of Levi and Benjamin respectively. So this is all about them targeting the children of Israel, right? We rarely have seen, or I have rarely have seen, where it is another nation that is going through this type of situation, all right? But it speaks to the times that we're in, which is the end of Esau's kingdom. And Esau, being the so-called white man, right? The scriptures say that in the last days perilous times shall come. And we're in those last days. So it says in Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 7, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So Jacob's trouble is here, okay? And it's only going to continue to intensify as the days go by. But things are starting to get really, really hot, man, okay?
All right, folks, you had better lock in, because the Trump administration right now is sending a very clear signal to China and Russia that you do not screw with America anymore. We are back is the signal that they are sending. I want you to listen to what Marco Rubio has to say right here.
I don't think that the European Union gets to determine what international law is. They certainly don't get to determine is how the United States defends its national security. The United States is under attack from organized criminal narco-terrorists in our hemisphere, and the president is responding in the defense of our country. I do find it interesting that all these countries want us to send, and supply, for example, nuclear-capable Tomahawk missiles to defend Europe, but when the United States positions aircraft carriers in our hemisphere where we...
Now, that is just one of the mission statements that are being sent out by the Trump administration, because it's not being televised, but we are in a form of civil unrest today. Trump is preparing to release and initiate the Insurrection Act. That will give sweeping powers to the government in the ways that they operate here on American soil.
Yeah, problem, reaction, solution, because Esau is the one that has been orchestrating this, all right? Riling the people up. But Bible prophecy said that days like this would come. 2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. So we're in that time. Okay? A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. That's martial law. So martial law is coming, man. And the people are getting riled up, which is Yahweh Shemeshai putting the spirit upon them. Okay? And it says as well in Isaiah chapter 19, where here, when it's talking about Egypt, it's talking about America, which in the scriptures it says it is spiritually Sodom and Egypt, right? In Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 2, it says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And those Egyptians are those Americans, man. All right, so this is what we're witnessing brewing.
And this might be why. I want you to watch this video and just see how dangerous things are actually getting for the immigration enforcement federal officials that are working and operate on U.S. soil today.
Nobody's talking about Moringa.
The immigration enforcement federal officials that are working and operate on U.S. soil today. Now he goes for his hand onto his service duty weapon, and he does that.
Y'all see that? As protester, we need to show up with weapons to finish you guys off. And I seen over the weekend as well that they were saying that the same thing. There's a video of a guy talking about how, you know, the next time that he goes out there, he's talking about having something to defend himself. So you can see the spirit that is being put among the people from Yahweh Shemeshai. All right?
Immediately, because he can feel the building tension of the crowd around him. That it wouldn't take but a thought from any one of these individuals to start either pulling a weapon of their own, throwing bricks, somebody coming in with a vehicle that would pin him against this white vehicle that he is against. And you can see he's not really looking behind him. He really has to be head on a swivel 24 hours a day because of the way that things are going inside of our country. Now, people are reported to have screamed inside of this video and others, bring weapons. And so they are literally arming themselves against the wider federal government. Trump will act so quickly to bring martial law into the United States of America that these people do not even understand the fire that they are playing with.
True. The children of Israel that do not believe in Yahweh Shemeshai, y'all don't understand what is coming, man. But the Lord has warned you of what is coming. And y'all gonna be taking up arms and going out into the streets trying to fight against a nation where the Edomites were in rulership and whose blessing is the sword. Okay? And he's still in his blessing. Right? The scriptures say that Esau also is the Lord's sword. Psalm 17 and verse 13, arise, O Lord Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. So Esau is actually the Lord's sword. And that sword that you're going to attempt to pick up arms against because you don't believe in Yahweh Shemeshai and you believe in the carnalities of this world is going to be used to bring great judgment upon you. And the situation that is escalating right now, Esau is loving it, because this is exactly the reaction that he wanted. So he's going to implement his solution to what it is, and there's going to be martial law, and they're going to have this is how the devil works, man. He traps you in his web. He's going to be able to blame you and to just go on a spree. Okay, so this is what it is, man. And also, given that Esau is the Lord's sword, Yahweh Shemisha is in full control. So if you reject our power, you don't have no chance to escape these things that are coming. But in Ezekiel 21 and verse 9, it says, Son of man, prophesy and say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, say, a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? No. We're in captivity under the wicked, the so-called white man. And he's about to start slashing about with his blessing in his final moments. So he's going to be coming with full force upon the children of Israel. Okay? And he also has an agenda at hand that he's implementing, which is all about ushering in the microchip, which is a mark of the beast. So, Jacob's trouble isn't just trouble for the Israelites. The warning is for the Israelites because Yahweh Shemishai only cares about the Israelites. However, Jacob's trouble will affect everyone. Okay, everyone is going to be affected by famine and pestilence and these chaotic times. But should we then make mirth? No. It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree, and he hath given it to be furbished that it may be handled. The sword is sharpened, and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer. Cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people, it shall be upon all the princes of Israel. Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon thy thigh. All right, so it's going to be upon the wicked unbelieving of our people, man. The sword. Okay? And Esau is the Lord's sword. We're in some very terrible times, man. Okay? But those of us who sincerely believe in Yahweh Shemishai, we know that we will be okay. Right? The judgments that are coming are for the wicked unbelieving of our people who refuse to repent. As the scriptures say, Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 15, were they ashamed when they had committed abomination? Nay, they were not at all ashamed, neither could they blush. Therefore they shall fall among them that fall. At the time that I visit them, they shall be cast down, saith the Lord. Right? So they're not ashamed, man. All right? And once again, they're out there doing those things, showing up at the ICE protests and whatever else and acting out because they don't believe in Yahweh Shemishai. Anyone who believes in the Lord sincerely would not be out there. Trust. Okay? Anyone who sincerely believes in Yahweh Shemishai will not be out there among the masses, among the protests or anything like that. Absolutely not. Okay? So, those people out there, of our people, they don't believe in the Lord, man. Because if you believe in the Lord, you would know much better than to be out there trying to take up arms against a nation whose blessing is a sword, who is still in that blessing and still in their rulership. Okay? And what is coming will require divine intervention. Okay? We need Yahweh Shemishai to get through what's coming, because the information that is coming out, for example, what was used in Venezuela, plus all of the prior knowledge that we have regarding Esau's weapon technology, We need Yahweh Shemishai, man. And we're going to need Yahweh Shemishai to give us spiritual power. We will need it on that physical level to withstand what is coming. And it is coming. Okay? As it says in Isaiah 59 and verse 19, so shall they fear the name of the Lord Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord Yahweh shall lift up a standard. Alright, so this is what is coming, man. We're in those days. So with that, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemishai by Shema Kodesh. Shalom.